My name is Amanda Pratt, and I go to the Niles campus. I'm from Chicago. I have two brothers and a sister, and when I was 15, my mom and dad both left us for drugs, for crack cocaine. They were in and out of our lives, just kind of giving us false hope. Pretty much lived with my grandparents. It seemed like whenever I would go off and do my own thing, it was that I was leaving my brothers and my sister, just like my mom. I was the oldest, so everything was really just trying to make sure the kids were okay, make sure the kids are okay. You know, and I knew that I had to be an adult for them. But I always felt like I never really fit in anywhere. Even dabbling with finding my spirituality, you know, love spells and like these Wiccan books I would get into. There was always like that void there. I don't know, nothing made me happy. I was working at the ballpark and I sang I sang the national anthem and they're like, you need to go try out for American Idol. This was my soul-searching trip.
I see this girl get out of the taxi cab and it's just like slow motion. She flips her hair back and I'm just like, oh wow. I immediately talked to her and 8 hours straight in the registration line.
I think I'm in love with this kid.
Music has been a part of my life since I was a kid. My father was a musician. He definitely put that passion in my life. Him being arrested and thrown into jail when I was 5 definitely was pretty crazy just to know that he wasn't going to be around. My best friend was churchgoer and he invited me to like youth groups and I was just there for the social part. He was actually one of the first people I called when I was in Denver and I was like, I met this girl, she's pretty awesome. And I was really excited about her and like I said, the talking kept continuing when I got back to Seattle.
And I made the decision that I was gonna move to him. You know, I was leaving my grandpa with my brothers and my sister. I felt like I was leaving them behind. I would go in the closet and cry and try to hide it from Brandon because I didn't want him to see how sad I was.
I don't think I really saw like how big of a deal that was. I guess at that time I would call it the Brandon show. It was really about myself. It was all about me trying to sell my CDs, trying to sell myself and trying to get shows and gigs.
I didn't feel my heart was there in Washington. Just anger and stuff coming up.
The bickering and the arguing and all that was at an all-time high. Just us trying to be what we were just wasn't enough.
It was time that I needed to go be with my family. I remember my friend had been posting really positive things and some scripture on Facebook, and I was like, hey, what church do you go to? She said, Harvest Bible Chapel, and you know, the Vertical Church Band, you love music and you would just love Meredith Andrews, and I was like, okay, I'm coming. When Pastor James was speaking just the truth, and I felt that I knew I was in the right place. I just pictured myself with my arms open and just breathing out everything to him, all my pain to him. I wanted him to take it all away.
I could see something stirring her, and I didn't have any idea what was going on or what she was like understanding, almost jealous in a way.
I just felt like we were on two different levels. I'm learning to live without you.
I just had to make the move or make the decision, and my heart was telling me to go to Chicago. Moved in with her and ended up slowly going to Harvest. I think it was the Easter service that really got me, and I was like, wow, man, this is some powerful stuff. I just started crying, and to know that someone had given up their own son for my life and to pay for my sins, it struck with me that day. Just that whole presence of the Lord just moved me. And from there, I was like, how do I start getting involved here?
Auditioned for the worship team and had served a few times, and then Pastor Mo had said, you know, if you're gonna be serving, you know, as an example, you know, you guys can't live together.
Whoa, what? Are you serious? We've been living with each other for 6.5 years now doing this long distance thing. I just finally moved over to Chicago. Understanding and talking with Amanda through the reasoning why, how we're doing it right in God's eyes.
I told Brandon that I would rather jump off a cliff than plan a wedding.
I planned everything for her. Got the people flown in from Seattle, Alaska, Texas. I realized how important our relationships are at the church. And I'm so thankful for every single person that helped us out in that time.
This is our home because our church is here.
I feel more at home because of that. It's so awesome to see someone who wouldn't even listen to Christian music a year ago, and now, he's worshiping him with his whole heart on stage.
Wow, you gave me this gift to be able to sing to people and to be able to bless people with this talent that's not mine. And at that time, I thought it was my own gift. But now, man, it's so amazing to be able to give that back to the Lord.